Hey, this is Richard Cleveland and Stacy Phillips again here for another episode of A Forager's Life and Earth School, of course. And earlier, the video we filmed earlier was about collecting these wild oyster mushrooms called pleurotus. I'm not sure what particular species they are. It's a kind of a wintering kind of thing because this is January 2017. And here's what some of the other clusters we found on the back side of the tree, which are great. And we have some other ones here which we're gonna cut up and cook. And I'm gonna have Stacy come over here and we're going to introduce these oyster mushrooms to their best friend, which is butter. I mean real butter.
Oh yes.
Not margarine, but real butter. This is one that we kind of gravitate toward if we don't have Kerrygold, which we love.
Because it's grass-fed butter.
Because it's grass-fed butter. And if it's some local butter, please folks, stay away from margarine. And yeah, mushrooms are great with garlic and other herbs. But if you really want to get to know a mushroom, taste it. And that means butter. And when in doubt, add more butter. So Stacy's going to cut these up right now, and what I'm going to do is earlier in the video too we had done a little bit of a spore print, and that was saying that these oyster mushrooms, if they were in fact real oyster mushrooms, and again, and I'll put this in right now and make it very clear, I am not a mushroom expert, neither is Stacy. We know about 12 to maybe 14 mushrooms that we collect annually, which we'll obviously cover in this series of A Forager's Life and on the website, which is soon to come. But we want you to make sure you're safe. I mean, it's silly to just randomly eat things off the ground, particularly mushrooms. Some plants do, but particularly mushrooms. And we did a partial spore print of the oysters where I specifically stated that the spore print should be white, gray, or possibly what they would call lilac, right? And it was a pretty good picture. Well, we let the mushroom sit for a little bit longer, and look at what showed up, right? It's like, yeah, that's a really good spore print. So these spores are actually how the mushroom spreads. And so when we collect the mushroom, we're not destroying the mushroom, we're actually collecting the fruit of the mushroom, which is really cool. So it's a win-win. Also here too, what we have, and I'm gonna have Stacy throw some butter in this pan with these mushrooms that she cut up. But as a bonus feature to this segment, we have a mushroom tea brewing over here.
A decoction.
Yes. A decoction. And what's in the decoction, Stacy?
This is reishi, chaga, and turkey tail mushroom that we gathered ourselves.
Sweet. So you can do this too. That's what we want to state, is that these are things that are found locally. I'll let Stacy talk to you in more detail about the actual benefits of these mushrooms. And remember, we're not prescribing anything. This is just trying to enhance and enrich your lives and in a healthful way, and also perhaps reintroduce you to the things that our ancestors did. No matter where they're found across the world, these were common, and this knowledge needs to be reclaimed. So,
absolutely.
As you're going to put this in here, I'm going to turn you over to Stacy when she gets this going. We're going to probably do a little bit of a time warp here because it's going to take a while to cook. Can I just eat that butter right now?
Not just yet.
It looks like really good. It's going to take a while to cook, and we'll have Stacy talk to you about some more specifics about these mushrooms, the chaga, reishi, and turkey tails. Thanks.
So the mushrooms are doing pretty well here, so I think I'm going to add a little bit more butter to these. And then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our tea. So here we have a decoction of reishi, chaga, and turkey tail mushroom. Now these are all immune system modulators, and they're really good to drink as a tea in the winter time to help prevent colds and flus. But they're collected at different times of the year, so we we will collect these while we're out in the forest, and we'll dry them and save them for wintertime to drink together. See, here we have chaga. This one we find at high elevations only here in the south on birch trees, about 4,000 feet or above. So that's quite a hike to find this. But up north you can find it on white birch trees. Here we have reishi. Now this is our local type of reishi, which grows on hemlock trees. And this is a wonderful find as well, and we get this in the summertime. And finally, we have turkey tail, which is primarily found in the fall and early winter, sometimes at other times of the year as well. But this one we usually find on fallen logs, tree stumps, that sort of thing. And basically put about a handful of each into the pot, about this size, and simmer it for a bare minimum of 30 minutes. If I have the time, I'll go even 2 hours or more, but I'd say an hour is good to pull out all the goodies that you want from this tea. And you can spice it up. Some people will add cinnamon and other spices and make something like a chai out of it, but usually we just enjoy the flavor of the mushrooms as they are.
So, back in the scene here, these oyster mushrooms are looking really good, and they should be wonderful, of course. Kind of like bacon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Butter.
Everything's better with
Who
butter.
doesn't like butter and bacon? Oh God, they're delicious. You want to try those?
That's so good.
Lovely. Remember again that the positive ID is obviously critical here, folks. We're not trying to put out a video that would encourage you to go and just collect a mushroom off the ground and go, oh, just eat it. No. We cannot accept liability for your choosings. So find a local mushroom expert in your area. Find some local classes. Come to Earth School, and we'll teach you what we know so that you can identify things safely. We deal with a lot of wild, edible, and medicinal plants. We'll hold many workshops on that, as well as, of course, various survival skills. Stacy's our resident herbalist, and she's really sharp, so we're proud to have her here. So we want to thank you for joining in. Obviously, we're just scratching the surface here of the information that we're going to be covering in more detail in a forager's life. And even a little surprise, we have an online surprise coming, which would be very intensive and very extensive. And of course, down below here, there's a subscribe button, and you can subscribe to our videos, and please share with your friends. And don't forget to visit www.lovetheearth.com and
www.aforagerslife.com.
happening soon. And we'll make sure that we keep you guys updated about some great information that is part of all of our heritage. And we can learn together and grow together. And isn't that what it's all about?
Absolutely.
Yeah, good stuff here, folks. See you next time. Thanks for visiting.